All right, welcome scrapbooking friends. I am super excited to tackle this project, and this will be my 2021 Project Life albums. I have bought two of these. It is the 6x8 by Yayyy Edwards. No, lied. Studio Calico. No, lie. So the Studio Calico albums, it's the cloth, like linen version. I have bought this from Yayyy Edwards. I don't know if I'm where I want to put this quite yet, or how I'm going to put it yet. So that's gonna go on there. One thing I didn't do was buy two, and I probably should have done that, but we'll figure it out. So a little backstory on me, because this will be like my very first couple of videos with you guys, and that I'm just gonna work through things. First of all, this is not my first Project Life album. I did do Project Life back in 2012, when it was really, like Becky Higgins type like deal. Yayyy Edwards was around, yes, for sure. But I didn't use too much of her stuff. I used Becky Higgins stuff. So, that's what this is. This is only like half of it. I have tons of other Becky Higgins kits upstairs that I actually need to bring down. But I'm going to try and use this stash. I spent so much money on this stuff in 2012. Now, I know that the biggest difference between the two are like the rounded corners, along with the Becky Higgins cards, at least back then, were not true 3x4s. So that has been my biggest. Well, it's definitely a 4, so I don't know why. I was having issues earlier with fit. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having issues. Okay, I'll look at that. Anyways, but I'm going to be trying to, so the biggest thing is the rounded corners, which is no big deal. What I do love about Becky Higgins stuff is that it was two-sided at that time. I don't know if her stuff is all two-sided at this point, but guys, I have so much of this. Like I said, this is like 1/4 of the supplies that I have for this project. So I am a part of Yayyy Edwards' Story by the Month kit. I have subscribed to that at this point. Mainly because I want to start getting my stamping together, and I know you can do stamp by the month, but I really want these cards too. So you get a little bit of both worlds with that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And the 2012, I was all doing in 12x12s, but now I have two children that don't exactly love the camera all of the time, but they are pretty used to their mom taking a ton of pictures, but I just don't have babies anymore. So I have a 13 and an 8-year-old, so I still have plenty of memories to get down, but our days look very different than what they did toddler. Like I easily took several pictures a day when my kids were younger, to fill these albums. So my plan, and though I am kind of nervous about this size, my plan really is to take this project on with a grain of salt, and highlight bigger stories. So if I only have like one picture from that week, it's no big deal. I'll highlight a bigger picture. Or if I don't have a bigger picture, that's fine. One thing I did want this, at least this size for, is that things, which, oh, that was in my daily December. Anything that they bring home from school, or report cards or anything, can still go this way because it's 8, and it can be 8.5 this way. And then I'll just fold it in for like ephemera and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to work on week 1 and week 2, hopefully today with you guys. Again, I'm just using my stash for week 1 and week 2 and doing anything digital. And then I'm not sure, actually, for really all of January, I'm going to be trying to use my stash a little bit. because then February I do have the stories by the month. I did not get it for January. I was late to the party on that one. No big deal. So I'm gonna do that. I probably should have went and got all those kits upstairs, but I think I have plenty down here, really to get to work. So that week 1 of 2021 is just the 1st and the 2nd, I believe. Right? I'm not going to worry about a cover page yet. I just want to start. I feel like the cover page can really be done at any point in time. And I really just want to get started so that I don't get behind. And here we are. It is February and I don't have any of this done because I was trying to finish my December daily, which I finished, and I'm about to do a flip through of that for you guys. Which would be the first album, pretty much, other than like baby albums for my kids, which I did way back when, that I've ever finished. So I'm really excited and very proud of myself on doing that. So yeah, so we're going to do week 1, which is just 1 and 2, which is very easy to just fit on here. I had a little bit of this done. I didn't love it. Like I said, I'm having a really hard time. Like, why? I don't understand. So obviously, what is happening? Okay, so let's back up here. What is happening with these is that these must just, like, the page protectors must just not be as big, because I was trying to do a flip up of this picture, and I mean, yeah, when I did a flip up, it's quite far off of this. So maybe that's where I felt like they did not fit. I don't know. So I'm going to be working on that, but yeah, 1 and 2 are pretty easy for me, and I decided that I wanted to take a little bit of different approach with my weekly cards. So I want a generic weekly card to go in every single week, for a little bit of continuity through the whole year. So I made that. So yeah, let's get started. I am probably just going to speed you up through all of this and then come back and talk and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here are my pictures. I have just printed them out on matte photo paper right from my, HP printer, photo printer. They're not the best. For some reason, even my own, like, I'm a photographer, and this printer, I cannot calibrate with this printer, and I don't want to change too much because it's calibrated very well with my professional lab. So I don't want to change it too much. These are the 3 pictures that I have. One from New Year. This is technically like New Year's Eve, but like the first picture of the new year. Yeah, they look cruddy, the dogs in it, whatever. This is the 2nd, which I started giving plasma on the 2nd. It's just something that I've started doing this year, giving back a little bit. And then this was actually, like, we woke up on Christmas to a little bit of a dusting, but this is pretty much our biggest snowstorm we had like all winter, and where it just looked beautiful, and it's a shot of our street, all that kind of stuff, but without our house technically in it. And then this is going to be the card that I'm going to be using week in and week out. It's just going to change, obviously, and probably the color of the number will change compared to whatever colors of pictures I was taking. So you've seen a couple of them before. I have another set of matte paper that is very yellow in general, which then makes my pictures look orange. I'm not a fan of, so I redid it on this paper. So let's get going on this one, and figure out how I'm going to do all of this. All right, friends. So eventually, hopefully, I will get better at these, as this is just my first week jumping back into this on top of, I used to do Project Life in a 12 by 12 like a lot of other people have done. Paring this down to a 6 by 8 project has definitely been a huge change, to say the least. So I am still just trying to figure out everything and how I kind of want to place everything. first off, though, is that title card you're seeing right there. That will be a staple in this project. At least I hope, and I hope that I still like it in 52 weeks, 53 this year. Um, but I am going to be changing the color of the number to kind of match that week. But that will be a staple to signify which week and obviously the dates. So I'm glad I got that figured out. I kind of took that from, what is it? Starts with a P. I can't think of the name right now. But I kind of took something along that lines of like a template that they had and just kind of made it my own, and ran with it. So obviously this is just a 2-day a week, or 2-day week to start off with. So we have that first picture of my kids, the first picture of the year. And then that day we actually woke up to a pretty decent amount of snow that we haven't actually gotten this year in Michigan. So the roads were pretty crappy, and I always just kind of get a shot of our road, pretty much, kind of see my point of view. So I also used some Ellie Edwards, what are those called? Refrigerator. I don't know what they're called. Word strips. There we go. Word strips. We're going to call them word strips to put on there just to say that this will, I think it says this will be an adventure. The story begins, because I do believe that this year is going to be an adventure again. I also used that gray stamp. I actually dug into my Day in a Life kit that I just recently got. I might regret that later, but I really wanted something gray. I wanted to keep it pretty, monotone. Here I am making just a flip for this because I just didn't want this photo to be out there. And I also needed some journaling. So that is going to be a flip up for some journaling. Nobody wants to see a needle right when they open up an album in somebody's arm. But I started giving plasma this year. Something that I just started doing. We've had a few family members that have needed plasma in the past. So I said, hey, why not? And you earn a few bucks, for more scrapbooking spending, more project life spending, right? You're going to see here that I am going to struggle with the sticker all the way through. It ends up smearing on top of it. And I actually had just read or watched this day that Crystal said that hers were smearing. And I didn't even think about it. I had been using them for daily December daily and never had an issue. So I don't really know why today I had an issue. But yeah. So going back to what I was saying about how I have 1.5 million Becky Higgins Project Life cards. I was pretty obsessed with them. But the problem is most of them are, or not most of them, all of them have those rounded edges. And obviously that would not work here. So what I did is I'm going to have so many 4x6s. And the 6x8 size of this album just doesn't fit for a ton of that size, in particular. So I'm just cutting down that card. I took off the edges and there we go. I have a 3x4 now. So since I just have so many of them, it's okay if I'm wasting a little bit. Or I'll just use it in another project, probably, most likely. I love the black and white stripes at the top. So that will be where my journaling goes. And we're going to finish up. This one's going to come together pretty quickly because it's only 2 days. Okay, so there's my journaling. So there is my first week. Yeah, see, it works really well. Those stickers are just very silky. Like I said, I was watching one of Crystal's videos today, and she was talking about those same exact stickers. And literally, I've used those stickers a few times and just never noticed it. And today, that's what happens. So anyways, there they are. So I'm not always a fan. I wonder if I should cut off some of this page protector, honestly, because I'm not always a fan on how this doesn't sit. You know what? I'm going to, when I have to do a flip up there, because it has to hang over that side, I am going to get brave and cut off a little bit of the page protector. Guys, don't do this at home. I'm going to use this one as a reference. And I don't mind that my page protectors won't be the same. I use full 6x8 pictures anyways. So a lot of the times, I don't know if I'm doing it in week 2 or not, but this way, when I go to put this in, it will be, I don't know why it keeps on getting stuck over here. I will stop that when I do week 2. Way more in line. Perfect. Way more in line with this card. I'm very much happier with that. So very happy I did all that. So, all right, week 1 done. I mean, I feel accomplished, but it really was only 2 days. So let's not get excited.